crack, I feel the breeze. Guess that ain't mean shit to you for loyalty. They'd rather be a home of the mama for rolling weed. I'd rather put the love of my brothers over the tree. I'd rather be for line when I battle my enemies. They're home on the internet pushing and pushing keys. They say that they have love for the cat, but nigga please. We don't need that kind of love, I'ma just keep it G. My heart does not hold on traders like Mr. Freeze. We just want to show you how feel to get victory. I'm with I.S.U.P.K, so I ain't really seeing defeat. We battle on the corners, opponents get frick the seed. Besides switching niggas, flipping to different teams. Bad mouth, one west, ugly, you let you breathe. As mercy from the generals, on us to let you be. They say he had to go cause they ain't getting clean. But really he just ain't us niggas like all the team. He leave, now he broke, ain't smoking on nicotine. Copping down for body, he forgot another beat. Since I've been with you, be like I'm living a dream. Pulling up in the night as long as the limousine. Hopping out with soldiers, you think we the Marines. But we did what with beers, we mugging on magazines. All my brothers, please never overthrow the regime. And we gon' reign forever, our level heavy supreme fucking traitor.
Yeah, why you love the truth, my nigga, you silly, yo. Just to get y'all by a nigga who really go. The I.S.U.P.K online, videos, we should take them all down and see what you really know. Get your boots, lace them up, let's follow the generals. Always speaking truth, no speaking subliminal shit. Down the prime line, even letters and syllables. Cause the I.S.U.P.K is the fucking original shit. All my niggas kings who used to be criminals. In the land of the bees, the home of the Seminoles. Don't cross the fucking line, cause it can get critical. Cause my hitters, my nigga is down to get physical. Shit, I shouldn't have to say was something you should know. Like the white man is the devil in crisis, I need Joe. And he died for the blacks, Hispanics, and cheap show. Something that one of your preachers will ever teach yo. If you want to know the truth, you know where to come find it. U.P.K, you niggas gon' blink homage. Spit rubies, piss gold, and bleed diamonds. On a bomb mission to free my people from bondage. Yeah.
There's a new set of rules you shall all have to abide by. The non-lyrical shall be terminated.
Shalom, Israel. We're the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, Harlem, New York, under commanding General GEN.YAHANNA. Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabarakatham, to all my brothers, Yahweh Shambalatham, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, to all my sisters. Today we want to talk about a topic that people really don't understand, as usual. We want to talk about what sports is, where it comes from, and you know, the entertainment of sports comes from them making a sport of you. We want to find out what making a sport of someone really is. So we're going to try to get into some history on sports, and we're going to also go into the scriptures to show you how in the Bible it's used. You understand? Cool. All right, let's go to bread and circus. And let's get some history. Go ahead.
You say
bread and circus.
As far as the
start at the top.
At the beginning?
Come on.
Okay, this is bread and circuses. Is a metonymy for a superficial meaning of appeasement. In the case of politics, the phrase is used to describe the generation of public approval, not through exemplary or excellent public service or public policy, but through diversion or distraction or the mere satisfaction of the immediate shallow requirements of a populace.
Of a what?
Of a populace.
So these sports come from a distraction. You know what I'm saying? For the populace. Keep reading. It's going to tell you who the populace are.
As an offered palliative. Palliative. Palliative, Salakia.
Right.
Its originator, Juvenal, used the phrase to decry the selfishness of common people.
Of who people?
Of common people.
Of regular poor people. This is a distraction for the poor people. You wouldn't have sports if you didn't have poverty. So what they do, they give you something to distract you, to take your mind off the real issues that's happening in life, to take your mind off the oppression that you are living. They give you a game. Keep reading.
Used the phrase to decry the selfishness of common people and their neglect of wider concerns.
Of what concerns?
Of wider concerns.
Keep reading.
The phrase also implies the erosion of ignorance.
What?
The erosion of ignorance of civic duty amongst the concerns of the commoner.
All of this is set up for you to be deceived. These sports and entertainments are set up so you won't know what's really going on around you. So you won't actually pay attention to it. You understand? Oh, this brother got killed in the streets. Oh, they getting wrecked. Oh, we ain't got no welfare. They taking away the food stamp. Oh, they taking away this. They doing all that. The Super Bowl today. And the Rockets played last night, man. The Rockets and the Cavaliers, man. It was a good game. You ain't worried about none of that. You jumping from game to game. ESPN1 to ESPN2. Because this is set up for the commoners. You understand? It's set up for our people not to know who we are, to keep us not knowing or not even being concerned. We look at sports as the way out. You understand? We got three ways out. Music, sports, trap life. That's what we think. That's what we think our way out is. And then the other people, college. You know what I'm saying? That's what we think our way out. And ain't now one of them gonna free us. Now one of them. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't know this knowledge. Especially if you don't know this truth. And when you get that wealth, if you don't know who to help, you understand? If you were putting money back into the African, taking your money over to Africa, then what is that doing for your people over here? You understand? Matter of fact, read that one more time. Yeah, that end phrase. That was it.
The phrase also implies the erosion or ignorance of civic duty.
The ignorance of civic duty. You understand? We don't know anything about what's going on in our surroundings with the politicians. They took that zeal from us with sports. You understand? We're not concerned with what's going on in our community because we think, you know, that's for the nerds, the civil interests. You know what I'm saying? Worrying about what's going on in the politics and the politicians. That ain't for us, man. I'm on this court though. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting point guard for my school. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? We more concerned with who can throw the farthest and who can run the fastest than why don't we have any businesses in our neighborhood? How many times is the dollar circulating in our community? How many black-owned businesses are in our community and how much money are they making? You understand? We're not concerned with that because of the diversion, the distraction of sports. And this is nothing new because they did this in the Bible. Right? They did the same thing. There's nothing new. So they use these same tactics on our people in the scriptures. Finish that out.
The phrase also implies the erosion of ignorance of civic duty amongst the concerns of the commoner.
They want the common people to be unconcerned with politics, to be unconcerned with what's going on and how they are destroying us. So they give us the way out. Football field, basketball court. You understand? Everything has been done with a plan behind it, with a certain scheme behind it. Now let's go to the Roman Colosseum. We're going to get some understanding that they've been doing this.
All right, this is the Colosseum or the Roman Colosseum, also known as the Flavian Amphitheater.
Mm-hmm.
It was the center of the city of Rome, Italy. Here we go.
So it was the what?
The center of the city. It was in the center of the city of Rome, Italy.
Now let's think about this. We are in America. Where are your sports and entertainment centers? In the center of the city, in the downtown area. It's the same setup, right? We stay in Houston right now, and the Minute Maid Stadium, the Toyota Center, all of that is in the center of the city. Keep reading.
Construction began under the Emperor Vespasian in 72 AD.
In what?
72 AD.
Keep reading.
And was completed in 80 AD under his successor and heir, Titus.
Now, let's see who this affected. Read that.
In the book From Babylon to Timbuktu, in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem.
Right.
In 70 AD,
in what?
In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state.
Wait a minute, they did what?
Put an end to the Jewish state.
This is in 70 AD, they put an end to the Jewish state. 2 years later, what do? They build a Colosseum. They build the Roman Colosseum to distract us from what's really going on in our lives. Keep reading.
With great slaughter.
With what?
Great slaughter.
To distract you from the slaughter that your people had lived through, from you having your land taken, running out. They gave you a sports arena. They made you gladiators. Keep reading.
During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people.
See, but we wasn't paying no attention because they gave us something to deter us from thinking about it. Sports wouldn't be sports if it wasn't for poverty. You wouldn't go out and bang your body up on a football field if you were not poor. If your people, if your mother and father had a business to pass down to you, you would look at that sports money like it's nothing. You'd be like, oh, I ain't got to go out there and break my legs and all that. I'm finna get a business in a few years. We living good. But when you poor and when you just want to eat, when you just want to survive, you'll do anything to survive. That's why the first article was called Bread and Circuses. Because the only two things that's important to us is eating and having fun. Bread and circuses. When Julius Caesar, when he was in Rome, when he used to come into the stadium, they used to throw bread into the crowds. You understand? Because that was what made people happy, especially the common people, the poor people. You want to make the poor happy? Feed them. You want to do something else? Entertain them. And who were they entertaining you with? Matter of fact, tell me how many people was in that Coliseum. How did that?
The Coliseum could hold, it is estimated, between 50,000 and 80,000 spectators.
50,000 to 80,000 spectators. Just like your stadiums and your arenas today. They got 3 levels that was in the Coliseum. They had the top for the commoner, the middle for the rich people, and the bottom for the people who can afford it. Just go ahead.
It says having an average audience of some 65,000 people. The Toyota Center only holds about 19,000 people.
Right.
So over more than 3 times as many people at the Toyota Center was the average at the Coliseum.
And you know who they were in there. They were rich white people and niggas.
Right.
You understand? Because they making a sport and a mockery of you. They want to see you get hurt. They want to see you get smashed on. Keep reading read that.
Right here. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa.
Right.
Fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery.
Now, these Jews that fled into Africa, all of them didn't leave. Some of them got jammed up. 1 million of them made it out. Some stayed and tried to fight. Some didn't flee the land. So what happened to them? They got rounded up. They got taken to Rome and thrown in these Colosseums. They built the Colosseum, then they had to fight in the Colosseum. Fighting lions and tigers and all kinds of stuff. They made all kinds of different sports and games for them to die in. Made them the gladiators. They heard all the stories of the Bible times. They was hearing about, man, these people are warriors. You know, we heard about this battle and that battle. We heard about Samson. Let's see if it's true. Let's see if it's real. Let's put 300 Roman soldiers against about 75 of them. Let's see how they do. Sometimes we would come out victorious. Sometimes it would be a mass slaughter. You understand? But this is where sports come from. It comes from the Romans. And you are still living under the Romans to this day. You understand? Now we finna go into the Bible. Is that it on that? We finished that?
Come.
Now we finna go into the Bible and show you how they did it. Let's start with Judges.
Wait, we done with the Coliseum?
Con.
I got a precept one time.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
In the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that had been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun.
The thing from the past is that which is being done right now. See, what they understand is you get these records and you learn from these records. And you use the things from these records today. We the only ones that don't want to do that. We don't. You see something else?
Oh yeah, that's why. The reason why I brought this out, that is just to show that there's nothing new under the sun. If you know anything about these arenas, not only is the Toyota Center used for the Rockets, they have concerts there. I don't know if the Toyota Center still does it, but they even support the other sports, like the hockey teams, where arrange the arena to look like the hockey, or with the with NRG, how they'll turn it into dirt and use it for like the ATV stuff. The Roman Coliseum, it was used for gladiatorial contests and public spectacles such as mock sea battles for only a short time, as the hypogeum was soon filled in with mechanisms to support the other activities, meaning they will flood the arena in the middle to have mock sea battles. So they would turn this field of play, which would normally be ground, and fill it with water and have ships in it, and then they're simulating mock sea battles.
And see, sports is exactly what it is, a mock battle. They know that we are naturally warriors. And to get us to stop wanting or not want to fight for our people, then they give us simulated warfare. You know what I'm saying? They give you a uniform, they give me a uniform, and now we are opposing each other, and then whoever has the most points win. You understand? Whoever has the most men alive win.
Right.
You understand? It's the exact same thing. It's nothing new under the sun. We was going to Judges. Going to Judges 16. And we're going to start at verse 25. It's the same thing that they're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? They're still giving you simulated warfare. So today when you watch the Super Bowl, just understand that this is simulated warfare to keep your mind off the real issues in what's going on in your surroundings. You understand? Read it.
The book of Judges, chapter 16, verse 25. And it came to pass when their hearts were merry.
Now, this is when they captured Samson. They cut his hair. They put his eyes out. You know what I'm saying? They brought him into the place where everybody was at. And what did they say they did?
That they said.
When their hearts were merry. So once they got drunk and they having fun and all that, they brought him in and they said what?
Call for Samson.
Call Samson in here.
That he may make us sport.
So he can do what?
Make us sport.
So he can entertain us. Call Samson in here so he can entertain us. That's what you're doing still to this day. You're entertaining the wealthy. Your poverty is entertaining to the white man. You understand? Because you wouldn't be out there banging your body up if you had an inheritance. If you had the good things of the land being passed down to you. You understand? That's why the scripture said, never seek their peace, so that we can have the good things of the land. You don't seek the good things of the land because you seek the peace of the people that want to destroy you.
Right.
So now they make sport of you. Now they laugh at you. Now when your leg gets broke on the field, then it's like, bring in another one. It ain't like, it ain't like, oh, he hurt. Let's make sure he good now. But next. You understand? The show must go on because you are just entertainment. Keep reading. Where you at?
Make us pour some more.
Keep reading, yeah.
And they called for Samson out of the prison house.
They called him out of where?
Out of the prison house.
They called him out of the prison house to entertain them. Keep reading.
And he made them sport.
He made them what?
And he made them sport.
And he entertained them. Read 27.
Verse 27. Now the house was full of men and women.
Mm-hmm.
And all the lords of the Philistines were there.
So all the rich people of the Philistines, of the Africans were there, sitting there laughing and being entertained by Samson with no eyes. And whatever they had him doing in the middle of that gathering. Keep reading.
And there were upon the roof about 3,000 men and women.
Just like in the Colosseum. They got thousands of people in there. Keep reading.
That beheld while Samson made sport.
Beheld while Samson made sport. Now, Samson, to make a long story short, Samson defiled his oath. He was a Nazarite. And he was not supposed to cut his hair, and especially not sleep with a woman of the heathen nation.
Right.
So he told the woman his strength. He got his strength from his hair. Her loving her people, because Samson whooped half of their army with the jawbone of an ass. He told him up one deep. So her loving her people more than Samson. See, you got to understand that these other nations love their people,
right,
but you don't. You sell your people up the river quick. But Delilah, I think that was her name, she was like, I'm going to sleep with this man. I'm going to get close to him. I'm going to make him love me. And I'm going to find out his secret. And that's exactly what she did. She found out, they cut his hair, they took his eyes out, and now they're using him for entertainment. Read the next verse.
Verse 28. And Samson called unto the Lord and said, O Lord God, remember me, I pray thee, and strengthen me, I pray thee, only this once, O God, that I may be at once avenged of the Philistines for my 2 eyes.
He was like, Lord, if you will, I got all of them in here right now. I got them all here at one time. Just give me some strength right now. Give me my power back so I can avenge my 2 eyes. You know what I'm saying? Give me my strength this one time so I can just destroy these heathens. I know I sinned against you. You know what he had to do? He had to repent. He had a changed mind. He had a changed heart. Let me destroy them. You got to understand that loving everybody else is destroying you and your people. Keep reading.
Verse 29. And Samson took hold of the 2 middle pillars upon which the house stood.
So they in the middle of this place, big old Colosseum type place, and he's standing in between 2 pillars. So he took a hold to these pillars. What you do?
And on which it was borne up of the one with his right hand and of the other with his left.
Right.
Verse 30. And Samson said, let me die with the Philistines. And he bowed himself with all his might, and the house fell upon the lords and upon all the people that were therein. So the dead which he slew at his death were more than they which he slew in his life.
He killed more than he had ever killed that day. And that was a victory for the Most High. What you don't understand is the Lord gonna get the glory regardless.
Right.
He gonna get the glory. You gonna do it. You gonna do what he wants you to do, whether you got no eyes, no feet, no legs. Your death will be his glory. He will glory in your death. You understand? That's the type of power we serve. That's our Father. He's a terrible power. And you got to understand that you can't keep giving your love to everybody else. Let me get Lamentations 4 and 17. Because this is exactly what we are doing as a nation of people. You know what I'm saying? We are giving our bodies and our souls to people that don't care for us. You know what I'm saying? People are breaking their backs and their spines and ligaments for entertainment of people that hate them. Read that.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
We are looking for a vain assistance, for someone who's never going to come to our rescue. The white man knows he stole this land from the Native American Indian. And you know what he do? He ain't giving them no reparations. He ain't giving them no money. He give them a little compound. He got them goddamn FEMA camp that they stand on in their land. You want reparations for slavery? You waiting on the white man to give you something. You'll be waiting for the rest of your kids' life. Because the white man ain't gonna never give you nothing. You are looking for a vain help. A help that'll never come. Keep reading.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We are looking out for people that are not looking out for us. We got everybody else's best interest at heart when we're not looking out for our own people, who we should be looking out for. We're looking out for a nation that ain't thinking about helping us. Keep reading.
Verse 18. They hunt our steps.
They do what?
They hunt our steps.
We out here looking out for them, loving them, showing them all out. We giving them our talents. We giving them the best of us. But what they doing to us? They hunting our steps. That what?
That we cannot go in our streets.
We can't even walk up the streets without getting shot. You can't even go to the store and get a pack of Skittles without getting shot. Can't be on the phone with your gal. You can't do that. You in slavery. You trying to sell some CDs at the store and you got your hands up, but they still gonna shoot you. You can't do nothing for yourself out here in this place. Keep reading.
Our end is near.
And that's what you can feel. You feel like every encounter with the laws is a life or death situation. Every encounter. You can be pulled over. If he say that your tail light is out, you scared for your life. Read.
Our days are fulfilled,
Mm-hmm.
for our end is come.
That's what's happening when we give our love and our compassion to all these other nations and not to our own people. You understand? That's what you got to understand. Now, let me get let's go to 1 Maccabees. 1 Maccabees 1 and 11. Let's go there real fast. Now let's get this same exact thing we just heard about with the Colosseum and all that. Now let's get it in the Bible. This Bible is a history book. And it's the history book for the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the lost tribes of the house of Israel. We're going to get some history on this. Start at 10.
In the Apocrypha, the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphany.
Now we finna read about Antiochus Epiphany. And if you know anything about history, this is the ruler of the Greeks. You understand? That ruled after Alexander. So this is history in the Bible. Read.
Son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Keep reading.
Verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
They went out of who?
Out of Israel, wicked men.
Now you got the coons popping up. They're trying to get some status. You got Jesse Jackson coming out now. Al Sharpton, Martin Luther King. You understand? Wicked men of Israel. Read.
Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Let us do what?
Make a covenant with the heathen.
Now you got the sellouts that's trying to make a covenant with the heathen. You know what I'm saying? The brother brought out about the FBI agents. The brother in the UPK ain't make no covenant with the heathen.
That's right.
Give it up for that brother. You know what I'm saying? We ain't making no covenant with the heathen. But these other wicked men, these sellouts, they making covenant with the heathen. Read.
That are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Since we left, that's the same thing that happened in Egypt. When we left out of Egypt, out of hard bondage, people were like, man, we should have went back. We should have never left. We were better off in Egypt, under the whip. That's what they saying. Like, man, it's too hard out here, man. We gotta go and, we gotta make a way for our family. They think they doing something good. Read.
Verse 12. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen.
Now it's like, okay, well, we're gonna let y'all do what we do. Now the sellouts are putting aside their culture. They putting aside the way we do things to follow after the way of the heathen, to be accepted and to get financial status and gain and to get a seat amongst the white man. You understand? It's the same thing. Keep reading.
Whereupon they built a place of exercise.
They built a what?
A place of exercise.
They built a gym. They built a coliseum. They built whatever you want to call it, a place of exercise to do what?
At Jerusalem.
Well,
at Jerusalem.
They build this place of exercise in our land, amongst our people.
According to the customs of the heathen.
Not according to the Bible.
According to the customs of the heathen.
According to the customs of our fathers.
The customs of the heathen.
We start following after the heathen nation. Keep reading.
And made themselves uncircumcised. And forsook the holy covenant. And joined themselves to the heathen. And were sold to do mischief. So now we start selling our men, our young men, to do the wickedness of this white man. We start selling our strong young men not to be priests and prophets of the Most High, not to be warriors for the nation of Israel, but to do what the white man wants them to do so they can have some money and have a little wealth and fame and have some whores. Because that's all they was getting was drink and whores. You understand? They wasn't getting no real wealth. You understand? You got to understand, man, that we are still to this day selling our kids to these other nations. You know, you think this is the only way out. Well, if you do have a child that plays sports, teach your child this truth. So when he do make that money, he can make a difference for his nation. You understand? He'll be able to go back and give to his people. Not to the white man, not like Oprah got all that money and you go over there and start some stuff in Africa. But you from Chicago and it's Chirac. Ain't that where she from? No, she from Chirac? Sellout. You understand? That's it on that. Now go to 2 Maccabees. Now we finna see it jump off now. 2 Maccabees 4. We're gonna start at 8. It's locked it too. Since you brought up Oprah, they tried to use her stardom to get the Olympics to come to Chicago.
For real?
Yeah, because she was from Chicago, and there was a few other people like Kanye, Barack Obama, I believe, was trying to use their influence to get the Olympics to come to Chicago. They failed though.
Good night.
You said 2 Maccabees chapter 4?
Start at verse 8.
The book of 2 Maccabees chapter 4 verse 8.
Wait, matter of fact, start at 7. Yeah, start at 7.
Verse 7. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus called Epiphanes took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored underhand to be high priest.
So now this is Jason. This is like Al Sharpton. He, you know what I'm saying, he like the high priest of our nation. So Jason and Antiochus, Epiphanes are working together. So now he done got this contract, you know what I'm saying? He like, all right, so this is what we want to do. Let's read that. Next point.
Promising unto the king by intercession 360 talents of silver, and of another revenue 80 talents.
He's like, look, I'm gonna make you this money, king. I'm gonna make you the best king ever, because I got an idea. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Beside this, he promised to assign 150 more.
Even I'm gonna make you this much money. Then, if it go well, I'm gonna make sure I give you 150 more. Keep reading.
If he might have license to set him up a place of exercise.
Look, you give me this place of exercise, you give me this gym, you give me this coliseum. I'm going to make you rich, and I'm going to be able to provide to you 150 silver talents a day. You give me this permission. Keep reading.
And for the training up of young in the fashions of the heathen.
You give me a building to where I can train up these youth in the fashion of the heathens, we are going to make money. The white man looking at it like, I'm going to make money. I'm going to pay you pennies, and I'm going to pay them nothing. I'm going to give them bread, wine, and whores. I'm going to give you a couple of dollars to make you feel like you're doing something so you can keep this going, and I'm going to eat. The same thing you doing now. You think you making millions in the basketball and football that you're doing something, but he's making billions. That's like him making millions and then he giving you $2,500.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He making millions off of you, but then he shooting you $2,500 and you like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Bottles on me. Nigga, you ain't making no money.
Salaki, sir, if I could.
Go ahead.
To bring that home even further, you got a brother like LeBron James, right?
Mm-hmm.
The face of the NBA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, he's making maybe, what, $30 million a year?
Mm-hmm.
But he is possibly the greatest to ever do it at this sport.
Right.
Then you got an owner like Mark Cuban, who has an estimated net worth of about $2 billion.
Right.
Never hooped. You know how he got his money? He started an internet service and sold it and became a billionaire. Now he's employing these uber athletic, super talented our warriors. You know what I'm saying? And they getting paid pennies. And all he did was start an internet business and sold it.
And the other thing that make that heavy is you talking about LeBron James. They talked about when LeBron James left, the city of Cleveland's money went down.
Right.
Like the city. This one man brought revenue to the entire state of Cleveland. You feel me? The entire city of Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, LeBron James. One man.
Being Salaki too. I heard I think it was on ESPN or one of those sports talk shows, and they were saying that since he didn't, cause see now he taking control of his own thing.
Right.
He don't want to sign long term with him.
Right.
So they saying that it's rumored that the owner wants to sell the team, but he don't want to sell the team unless he has LeBron under contract because the team is worth far more with him under contract.
They are using you for sport.
That's right.
They are making money off of you. Now, what if we had the NBA, the Negro Basketball Association?
That's right.
Our people would be making this money and benefiting from this money. We would have our concession stands in there. We would have our people making shirts and all of these different things that these other nations is making off of us. Because ain't nobody coming to no basketball game to see no Charles Strasquaski. You know what I'm saying? No Mark Malarkey. Ain't nobody coming to see him. They coming to see J.R. Smith. They coming to see LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop selling ourselves short, man. We got to start doing for our own. Because we are the best. Read that.
And to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochus.
Wait a minute. So Antiochus Epiphany was the man on top. So he like, look, man, if you let me get this rolling, you give me a gym, man, I'll make a team named after you. You know what I'm saying? They going to be called the what?
The Antiochus.
The Texans.
The Antiochus.
The Dallas Cowboys.
The Antiochus.
They going to be called the Antiochans. But like, damn, that's got a nice ring to it. The Antiochans. I ain't never thought of it. You know what, Jason?
You all right.
You are all right nigga with me.
You all right nigga.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, master. Yes, sir, boss. That's how that's how these men out here looking. Yes, sir, boss ass nigga. Salaki. Keep reading.
Which when the king had granted and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to the Greekish fashion.
He was like, now we got this. I'm going to let my people know it's going down. We got a new breadwinner. We got some new stuff in town. You know what I'm saying? We finna make this bread as a nation. Read verse 12.
For he built gladly a place of exercise.
Now he like, hey, I like this idea. Let's get this done. So he gladly built this place of exercise. Keep reading.
Under the tower itself.
In the downtown area.
And brought the chief young men under his subjection.
Wait a minute. He brought the weak young men.
The chief young men.
He brought the 6'8", 275 running 4 flats into his games.
And made them wear a hat.
And made them wear a hat. We know that wearing hats is a Greek custom. That's a Greek thing to do. This is the first thing that they do. Just like the first thing they tell you to do is shave your face. As soon as Joseph went into Egypt, the first thing the Pharaoh did was made him not identify himself with his heritage. So what did he do? Shaved him. That's why when his brothers seen him, they didn't recognize him. They never seen their brother with a shaved face and a shaved head before. Probably had one of the little ponytails on the side. You know what I'm saying? Like Shaka Utmost. That's the same thing. They're like, all right, as soon as we get you over here, put that hat on. Don't identify yourself with your people. Keep reading.
Now such was the height of Greek fashion.
And that's the height, that's the top of Greek. Wearing hats. We made wearing hats cool. What we do? We turn it to the side. We flip it to the back. You know what I'm saying? We make everybody's customs live. Read.
An increase of heathenism manners.
We increase the heathenism manners because we got so much swag and flavor. Just like in basketball. Them people ain't never thought about dribbling the ball through their leg. You get a basketball to a black man, he putting it through your leg. You seen them old school basketball video on them dudes falling all over the court, trying to hold that black man? We made it live. Then we took it to another level and threw the ball off the glass and dunked it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We make everything live because we make the Greek fashions more fashionable. We make the heathen custom more fashionable. Now imagine if we put on our spirit and did that. Imagine if we was all around here wearing fringes and, you know what I'm saying, on our pants, not on the bottom of your t-shirt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you was doing it the way you supposed to do it, put on your spirit, then everybody gonna be looking like, man, that's a lie. I like the way he got that. Man, that's what we supposed to do, because we are the salt of the earth. We bring the flavor to the earth. Keep reading.
Through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly rich.
The ungodly rich.
And no high priest.
And he was no high priest to the Most High, because he was a sellout, like Martin Luther King. He was no high priest to the Most High. He was no prophet of the Lord. He was a sellout. Keep reading.
That the priest had no courage to serve anymore at the altar.
The priest had no more courage to serve in the altar. They wasn't serving no more and doing the work of the Lord. Because why? They had to hurry up and get out because they had to see the game. Like, man, what time is it, man? We got, the game started at 2:30, so we got to hurry up and get up out of here. Just like this church that's across the street.
That's right.
I'm about to pick up the laptop and turn it around and show y'all what they doing. They having a Holy Ghost Super Bowl party. That's what it's called. They out here in jerseys. They got football jerseys on. They came into church with posters. They had a Holy Ghost pep rally today at church. Now they out here having a tailgate party. Just like in the Bible. They don't have the strength to do this work. Keep reading.
But despising the temple.
And
neglecting the sacrifice.
And neglecting doing the work of the Lord. What they do?
Having to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise.
They had to hurry up and get the hell out of there so that they can go and watch the game. Do y'all hear that music? I know you hear it. They out here turning up. Keep reading.
After the game of discus called them forth.
That's what's happening to this day. Still to this day. Go ahead.
And they barbecuing.
And they barbecue. And I know they got straight pork. I know they having the crawfish boil. I know they having the catfish, fish fry. They over there eating straight unlawful foods. You know what I'm saying? Fresh out of church. The Christian church is the house of Satan.
That's right. Goddamn right.
Now, give me Isaiah.
Give
me Isaiah 51 and 23. This is what you are doing. This is exactly what you are doing. Right here. Isaiah 51 and 23. When you give yourself to these other nations, you give your talents, this is what you do. Read.
The book of Isaiah chapter 51, verse 23. But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down.
You are bowing your soul down to this white man when you give up your gifts and your talents. Read.
That we may go over.
And we may do what?
Go over.
He's telling you to bow down and we may go over you and what?
And thou hast laid the body as the ground.
We lay down so we can be a walking mat. You my walking mat. You are bowing your soul down to these other nations by giving your goodly things to these other nations. The scriptures say, where your heart may be, that's where your treasure is also. I'm paraphrasing. But you are giving your heart, so you think this is where your treasure is. You're giving your heart to these sports, so you think your treasure comes out of these sports. But the scripture says, seek ye first his kingdom and his righteousness.
That's right.
And all of these things will be added to you. The problem is not poverty. We're not making enough money. We don't have the ideas to make the money. We're not seeking him first. That's the problem. The problem is not a financial problem. It's a sin problem. We are bowing our soul down to these other nations and they are walking all over us. They are making all the money off of us. Do y'all hear that music?
Bow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. Bow wow wow. They out here getting it in.
I know they got some bottles of Grey Goose over there. I know they do. And they don't believe drinking is lawful. And I know it's cigarettes being blown, Black and Miles being blown in the parking lot. But they probably don't believe that's unlawful either. Only thing wrong is weed, huh? And they all smoke weed.
Hey, that's not even
That's
wrong.
in the car. They got the weed in the car, in the ashtray. They hotboxing in the car. They getting out the car, smoking cigarettes and blacks, and then going to the fish fry. The church is the house of Satan.
Oh, they're jamming the old school songs.
Give me Baruch 4 and 2.
In the Apocrypha, the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it.
Look, turn back to your culture and take hold to your culture. You know what I'm saying? Take hold to what the Lord gave you. Keep reading.
Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
What's that light thereof? These laws, statutes, and commandments. They are a lamp to your feet and a light into your path. They keep you away from darkness. They are a light. They keep you away from the wickedness of this world because it's a light. It's a lamp into your feet. What it say in Matthew? It say, does any man take a lamp and hide it under a bush or under, you know what I'm saying? You don't take these laws and hide it. You do it openly so that you'll be illuminated, so that people may see you. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Christian church be singing about. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. The law is the light. Keep reading.
That thou mayest be illuminated.
That you may be lit up. You're going to let your light shine by keeping these laws. That's what you're doing. Read.
Give not thine honor to another.
Don't give your honor and your, keep reading.
Nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
Don't give the gift that the Lord gave you that's profitable to you, for you to make money off of, to a strange nation. Our brothers and sisters are supposed to be, if they're going to play sports and have fun, they're supposed to be doing that for themselves and making money unto themselves to benefit their own damn people. You don't see the Chinese man out here. Where's the Chinese quarterback? You understand? Where is the Chinese president? They ain't out here looking for president. Well, the first Chinese president, we haven't had one yet. Because the leaders of their people are telling them to own businesses. The leaders of our people are telling us to go run track, make it to the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? But the leaders of their people are like, the hell with all of that. You need to have every business in the community needs to be our people. Everywhere in the world, there is Chinese people all over your neighborhood. Everywhere in the world, the Arabs are ruling the gas stations and the East Indians everywhere in the world. They're not focused on dunking, shooting threes, throwing passes. They are worried about running the world. This distraction that this white man gave you was so you wouldn't be worried about that.
That's right.
So you wouldn't be focused on that because you are the best. And if you were in politics, if you had businesses, if you did the things that you're supposed to do, you would be on top. Keep reading.
O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us.
The things that are pleasing to God that's made known to us is the gifts he gave. He gave us, what did he call it? Profitable unto us. He gave us these gifts that's been made known to us so that we can make money comfortably. Not doing anything that's uncomfortable, that's a burden to you. Something that's fun. It's not work. I play drums. I love playing drums. When I have to go and play drums, I'm not working. I'm playing drums. You understand? And see, the things that's, matter of fact, give me 1 Samuel. That's it on that?
Come on.
Give me 1 Samuel 16 and 18. Let me show you what type of playing we do. Let me tell you what they know about us that we don't know about ourselves. You know what I'm saying? 1 Samuel 16, what I said? 1 Samuel 16 and 18. Yeah. This is what they know about us. This is how they see us.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 18. Then answered one of the servants and said, Behold, I have seen a son of Jesse, the Bethlehemite.
So they looking for the king. They looking for the new king. So they went to the son of Jesse, which is David. Read that.
That is cunning in playing.
Cunning in what?
In playing.
You know what our plan is, huh? If you're a mother, you should know how your kids play because I bet you got to tell them to stop all the time. If you got a son and a daughter or 2 sons, they play fighting. They play fight. They slap box. That's how they play. And the scriptures say David was cunning in playing. You know what I'm saying? David was on the hands. Keep reading.
And a mighty valiant man.
And a mighty valiant man. You know what I'm saying? He was a strong man with dignity, with integrity. Keep reading.
And a man of war.
A man of love.
A man of war.
A man of peace.
A man of war.
David was a man of war. Who else is a man of war?
The Lord is a man of war.
Well, I'll be damned. He had the spirit of the Lord on him. You understand? He had that spirit of warfare on him. That's what we're supposed to have. Not a playful shooting the ball in the hoop spirit. We're supposed to be about protecting and serving our people. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
And prudent in matters.
Prudent in matters. Keep reading.
And a comely person.
Prudent in matters. If we were prudent in matters, we would know how to make a way for our people. You know what I'm saying? We would know how to help get these businesses off the ground, but we're not focused on that because we're prudent in hooping. We're prudent in football. We're prudent in soccer. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how crazy the Northern Kingdom is over soccer? Like, you think we like football and basketball, man, they love football.
It's the number 1 sport.
The number 1 sport. That's simulated warfare. We are living in a warfare right now, and we have a uniform that we all are wearing. And that uniform is this skin that we're walking in right now.
Right.
And this is how you know what team you're on. You see, that's my brother. So we got the same uniform on. Them Issacharites, the Northern Kingdom, them my brother. Because we got the same uniform on. But that Edomite, that nigga ain't got the same uniform I got on.
Damn right.
Yeah, so he is an opponent.
And he's an op.
Now, you looking at everybody like we all on the same team, but we ain't wearing the same uniform. That's like LeBron James go pass the ball to James Harden. And he rooting them on like, go dunk it. Every time LeBron James gets the ball, he just, yeah, Harden, ooh. You're going to look at him like, what are you doing? You blowing the game. We blowing the game by loving every damn body.
Damn right.
We are giving the game. The game is fixed.
Point shading.
You feel me? The game is fixed because we giving the game away every day by passing the ball to the opponents. When your brother is right here wide open for the shot, and you ain't trying to help him get his business off the ground. But when your co-worker at work, oh, he out of business, he want to start, you passing out cards for him, you advertising it on Facebook, that white boy. You understand? But your brother, oh man, I don't support black businesses. Niggas don't start businesses on time anyway. Niggas don't do right. Niggas ain't shit. You'll never say that about a white man, even though he rape, robs, kill, steal, do all that. Right. He ain't gonna never be a bad person. You understand? We through with that. So this is what we, let me fit 1 Peter 2 and 9. This is who we are and that we don't know. We just went over who we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be cunning and planned, men of war. We're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, protectors, men, not effeminate, soft, weak. We're supposed to be strong men of war that's prudent in manners, just like King David, a man that was after God's own heart.
Say 1 Peter?
1 Peter 2 and 9.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9. Mm-hmm. But ye are a chosen generation.
We have been selected from everyone else. We are not unified with everybody. We are chosen. Read.
A royal priesthood.
A royal priesthood.
And holy nation.
Separate nation.
A peculiar people.
A different type of people.
That you should show forth the praises of him who had called you out of the darkness into his marvelous light. The Lord called us out of being an African American into being from the tribe of Judah. Yatazak Bun Yahawada. You feel me? That's what he called me out. Bun Yasharala. You feel me? That's what he called me out of darkness of being an African American into this marvelous light of knowing that I come from the same seed and the same bloodline of Yahweh Shah of Mashiach. Right.
You understand? From Malak Dawadah. You understand? That's where I come from. Me being the same as Martin Luther King ain't the same as me being the same as Christ.
Yeah, right.
That's the darkness you've been called out of into the marvelous light of knowing who you are according to the Bible, man. That's what you need to know, and that's what you need to live in. That's what you need to, you know what I'm saying, live your life as. Now, the closest right, let me get Isaiah 52. We're going to read 2 and 3. And it's time for you, you know what I'm saying, if you're going to go and chill with the fam and do all this Super Bowl event, it's not a sin. Nothing wrong with it. Enjoy yourself.
2 and 3.
Yeah, enjoy yourself. Have fun. But know the truth. 52, yeah.
The book of Isaiah.
Because the scripture said, ye shall know the truth, and the truth of what?
Set you free.
Set you free from the lies, set you free from the deceit, set you free from loving people you're not supposed to love, set you free from the demons, set you free when you know the truth. But when you don't, you do things ignorantly, and you don't understand why you constantly getting slapped from the Most High. Start at 1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 52, verse 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength.
Do you hear what they're saying? The scripture's saying to awake, Israel, and put on your strength. What is the strength? What is the light? These laws, statutes, and commandments. Put on your culture. Put on who you are. Put your strength. This is where your strength is. Read.
O Zion, put on thy beautiful garment.
Put your garments on. You feel me? Put on your white man is the devil shirt.
That's right.
Put your spirit back on. It's really more so talking about your spiritual culture. But put your garments on. Don't be ashamed to walk. I walk around the stores in my garments. I love making white people uncomfortable. I love it. I love when they ask me, what do you have that star on for? And I tell them, well, a star is a ball of gas, and this is not a star.
That's right.
This is the shield of David,
yeah,
my ancestor. How can you be Jewish and I'm Jewish? Well, you're Jewish, I'm a Jew. And I asked him, you're a Jew? Yeah, I'm a Jew. I've been a Jew all my life. I had a bar mitzvah. and all of that. Okay, what tribe are you from? What do you mean?
Crickets.
Yeah, what tribe do you come from? You are a Jew from what tribe? Well, I get what you're saying, but you know, yeah, because you're not a goddamn Jew. Right. You a liar. Then I walk off. And they see that big old shield. This is what they see when I leave. When I walk off, this is all they see. Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. That's right. Keep reading.
Oh, Jerusalem, the holy city.
Oh, everybody.
Oh, Jerusalem.
No, the white man is supposed to be in it too.
Oh, Jerusalem.
It's only talking to Israel. Ain't no spiritual Israel. Keep reading.
The holy city.
The holy city.
For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
The unclean ain't going to be coming in no more. It's coming a time where it's about to be 2/3. It's about to get cut off. The white man ain't going to be in the midst of us. These Chinese and these Arabs are not going to be in our midst. Keep reading.
Shake thyself from the dust.
Get out of the dust. You are in the dust right now, not knowing who you are, calling yourself an African American. You are laying down in the dust. Sleep. Read.
Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem.
And sit down on the throne. Sit down where you're supposed to be in rulership. Read.
Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck.
Take off these shackles. Take this yoke of iron from off your neck of not knowing who you are and where you come from. And sit on the throne of being Yasharallah, princes of the Most High and princesses of the Most High. That's way better than being an African American, a Puerto Rican and a Haitian and a Dominican and a Mexican. That's way better than being a Jamaican. Yasharallah, he is a prince of the power. Keep reading.
O captive daughter of Zion.
O captive daughter. We have been captive in this place. We are still living as captives, as a nation, but we are waking up more and more daily. Waking up, oh wake. Keep reading.
For thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught.
We've been selling ourselves for nothing. For naught. You understand? These football players playing today, they sold themselves for nothing. Because them being who they really are under the Most High in Christ is worth more than anything on the face of this earth. They sold themselves for nothing. No money can compare to doing this work and raising up your nation and being a priest and a prophet of the Lord. No amount of dollars can equalize that, can equate to that. You know what I'm saying? To be equivalent to that. Keep reading.
And ye shall be redeemed without money.
And the Lord ain't going to free us out of here through making a payment on us. We right here worried about money, but we're going to be freed without money. We're going to be redeemed without money. You know what redeem means? To redeem something is like I have a sheet of paper and I rip it in half. Hold on, I got to show y'all this one time. Let me see. Can't use that. Salakia. I just want to show you an example of redemption. Yeah, it's going to happen. Salakia. I'm going to just use this right here. This is a brochure about babies, right? It's being separated, right? Now, if I redeem this, I can't redeem this by putting this with it, because this was never taken from this.
Right.
So I can't add some people that were never taken from the people. I have to redeem the people back. So the only way I can redeem this is to take this back together. The white man in any other nation can't be redeemed to us because they were never torn from us.
Right.
The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom has to be put together again. And we will be redeemed. This is how you redeem something, through taping it back together. And the scripture in Ezekiel 37 said, take the northern kingdom on one stick and the southern kingdom on one stick and put them together that they may be one in my hand. That is redemption. And that is what we're waiting on. With the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohanna. Pay your tithes to the men of the Lord. Somebody that's going to do something for it. That's going to do something for your people. That's going to actually help you. You understand? We out here doing this work. Come to the Passover, man. Yonkers, New York, on March the 30th. It is going down like babies in Andrea Yates' bathtub. If you are not in the I.S.U.P.K, you are not in the truth.
That's right.
Shalom.
Oh, God damn. Oh, man.
The coldest one right there. That was the coldest one.
I roll with warriors and them garments be looking glorious. Feel like 20 sets of fists hitting you, but it's 4. They always bring squad, but loyalty just mean more to us. Let the 40 bucks when it's time, unleash the hunters. I done niggas with weak right hooks earning the gunners. Soldiers in abundance, marching in by the hundreds. We don't hold no punches, we letting them go in bunches. Talk about the dungeons and that we do it humongous. Waiting on a hater to flex, we doing lunges. Rappers better give me respect, this be punished. Really, I don't worry about credit or where it's due. Just know